Here are the PDF that President Biden signed last March of 2023 that describes two fundamental shifts in its cybersecurity initiatives. But first, let me read the highlighted words from top to bottom in order to rebalance the responsibility, realign to favor technical community on both. First, reduce memory safety vulnerabilities at scale, building blocks. The programming language, primary, hardware architecture, formal methods, complementary, second, software measurability. Now let me correlate the highlighted words. The first and the second does not refer to the two. The two fundamental shift instead is referring to the rebalancing and the realignment. Rebalancing is to put more computer savvy people at the governance level. So the right now at the Congress and Senate is filled with people who are not technically, technologically educated. People that can understand cybersecurity threats such as TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Android phones, etc. And now these people should be coming from the technical community, those coming from IBM, Accenture, Microsoft, etc. Because these are well positioned to drive progress on both of this shift. Now the second of the shift is the realignment. This is referring to giving incentives for software that has no bugs. Right now, if our computer has a bug, we just reboot and it's okay. If our cell phone is listening to us, we just turn off the microphone and we don't care. The government does not care. That will change. The government should now create initiatives for software that have no bugs or create penalties for buggy software. If a bridge collapses a year after constructed, the civil engineer and the consultant will be investigated about the incident. But this is not the case of software. If a software has a bug, the computer programmer goes free and is not responsible. So again, this fundamental shift is going to change that. The realignment is going to incentivize, create penalties of the software bugs, and then require software to be certified, like medical software, like software running into automotive, software running on airplanes. Before these products are released, the software running in this product should pass certification. Now let's go to the first and the second. Again, this is not referring to the two fundamental shifts, but it's referring to different matter. The first is on the definition of what is considered to be the building block of the digital universe. Like the atom is the building block of matter, in the digital universe, the building block is not the the router, it is not the USB drive, it is not the Wi-Fi, it is not the data packets or the protocol even. But that building block is the programming language. This it is what is used by the human to program the machine is the programming language. The development of this program is constrained by the language. If the language is defective, the program is defective. Unfortunately, right now, everything that is running in the digital world is written into programming language, C and C++. And these languages are ancient, written and invented in 1960, 65, 69. Uh, Lately, there are new innovations in compiler design that has advanced the art of computer programming, incorporating elements of mathematics and advanced logic. One example of this programming language that is considered to be memory safe is the Rust programming language. Another one would be Haskell. Now, of course, right now, C and C++ is the dominant programming language on everything from your cell phone to the airplanes. This mandate, this executive order, prohibits the use of C and C++ in the development of new systems. In there, in the event of the primary building blocks impossible to change, there are secondary or complementary alternatives like the hardware architecture. There is a recent research wherein a mistake in the software is detected at the hardware. And then another one would be the formal methods. A formal method is another computer program that can check the main program. So you write a program, then you give that to another program, it will detect if your program has a bug. So like ChatGPT, it will find the bugs, or static analysis rules, or unit testing. And then the second would be the measurement. Anything that cannot be measured is impossible to improve. If you don't know your heartbeat, your weight, if things cannot be measured, how can you improve it? But in the world of software, it's very difficult to measure. That's why it's still an ongoing research. But the executive order recognizes the theoretical difficulty of the matter of measuring something that is spiritual, like programming language. It cannot be measured. But nevertheless, research has been realigned into this area of how to measure cybersecurity complexity. Open source, of course, will play a role here, because if the source code is open source, the whole world can see how it is written. But if the source code is closed source, just like Windows or Mac, then only Mac can see how it is written, but the whole world is blinded how it is written. So software measurability, of course, is for the long term, to measure the progress of these initiatives. So again, this fundamental shift is only actionable if money is involved. Now, people's taxes are going to shift in its allocation from now on. It will change in the allocation starting at the level of the rule, like who are in the governance level. Second, responsibility, who is doing what. Third, in the resources, like the realignment of initiatives, the giving of penalties, and the requirement of adding software compliance to products. So rebooting a computer should now be considered a crime. Use of C++ in new software is now illegal. So now, why all of this? Ever since the domain of warfare is only at three areas: land, air, and sea. Just very recently, NATO has added a fourth domain. This is the cyber domain, like TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and bugs of computer software, database that's been hacked. Any cybersecurity threat is a warfare threat now. So there are four domains of warfare: land, air, sea, and cyber.